afternoon, everyone. Om Shanti. Welcome to Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley, Raising Confident Kids. As always, we will get started with the meditation. So please join me in few minutes in relaxing the mind and the body. Let's sit comfortably and relax. By letting the body loose and straightening our backs if possible. Let's deepen our breath and release the burdens that are on the mind. It's our mind. It will listen to us if we guide it consistently. That at this moment we are choosing to keep everything aside and wisely we are choosing to be with ourselves and ask ourselves this question: do I like myself? Do I think I am lovable and huggable? When you ask yourself this question, are you looking at other people's perception of you, or can you hug yourself even if nobody else wants to hug you? For ages, we have trapped ourselves in different kinds of prisons. The one with the iron rod is easily seen and understood, that we don't want to be physically trapped or controlled by anyone. We want to be financially independent, so we easily fly away from the iron cage. But many times we go and sit in a beautiful golden, studded with diamonds and gems, but yet a cage. That cage has the comfort of food, bed, water. You don't have to do anything. So sometimes, just like birds get trapped and used to that beautiful cage, let's ask ourselves, am I also trapped in a golden cage where I like it when people validate me, appreciate and praise me, that I need all the external results, the comforts, the possessions. Only then I feel love for myself. I can only fly in the golden cage when others praise me. How high can a bird in cage fly? There are limits to it. The moment few people whom I count upon don't acknowledge me, don't appreciate me, or I don't receive their praise, does it mean I am not praiseworthy? So for a few minutes, let's leave that golden cage of external validation and results and possessions on which our self-respect is standing. And let's fly in the open air to discover our eternal form. I am a human soul, the most elevated creation of this universe. No other soul of other species has the power to discriminate or create wonders in arts and science. I am not an ordinary creation. I don't need any external validation to prove that I am beautiful. It's a given. I am the child of the ever beautiful, pure, wise, loving, and powerful God. If I won't be beautiful, who else would be? This open sky flying, unconditional limits, unconditional love for the self, unlimited respect and regard from God. This makes me feel so beautiful. All the restrictions and conditions of that cage to love myself are still huge walls of separation from my divine self. I refuse to be trapped. I refuse to not love myself. I want to fly and openly acknowledge that I, the soul, is beautiful, is lovable and huggable. Every soul in this webinar is beautiful, respectful. Every soul in my city is beautiful and respectful. Every soul in our world is beautiful and respectful. Thank you, my dear God, for making me beautiful and giving me a beautiful life. Welcome once again to Silicon Valley Brahma Kumaris. So we'll start our third class on raising confident kids. And just a quick kind of recap. Last class we talked about how the foundation for building this unshakable confidence, the self-respect, love for the self, and ultimate contentment and success in every sphere of life, the foundation really is the awareness. And this awareness is the image or the identity. What I think about myself is really the key. If I have limited vision about myself, my image of the self is limited, then yes, whatever I will achieve is all automatically going to be limited. My highest potential, I will limit it if I think of myself in a limited manner. And simple example, right? If I constantly think of myself as okayish, not too great, I will automatically say no to many big challenges. So what will my achievement be? Less. So the biggest contribution parents can do is on the way they see their kids. If the vision and the perception of a parent of the child is limited, even though current circumstances show those limits, I need to have a much bigger eagle eye. And this is what we are taught at Brahma Kumaris, to work at the foundation level. You might all be thinking that this is the third class. Where are the tips to raise confidence? The way we are taught at Brahma Kumaris is we are literally taught at the foundation and the ground level. You get only understanding of this top level. Okay, I should do this for confidence, but you don't understand the building blocks. In time, you will start attacking in one way or the other the building blocks. So if you're not putting water and attention on the building the foundation, just here it is not going to work. Okay, I need to become a friend of my child, I need to praise, I need to appreciate, blah blah blah, do only the top work. There is no foundation. This will all break when you find there is a big problem coming in my child's life. And also, it's not just important to find how to build confidence, how to instill confidence. That's, yes, that I feel is the last part and the least important part. We should also know what are some things we should not do to take away their confidence. Suppose you're trying to fill in nectar in a bucket and you're taking a lot of sweet water, but at the same time, there is a huge hole in that bucket. No matter how much you pour, nothing is going to stay. If you're also you're making the effort of instilling confidence, but at the same time, you're also doing the old things which take away their confidence. Net effect might actually be even negative. So just learning here and there few tips is not the way we are taught at Brahma Kumaris. And I know some of you are students at Brahma Kumaris, so you might already know we are taught complete knowledge. Just half baked information on few quick tips, yes, those are important too, but if you don't understand the full concept, all of those go wasted. So like we said, just wanted to present this picture. I think we should certainly have this, that what am I raising my child for? When they become big, they should be confident enough to handle everything in life. As a parent, you're all adults. I'm sure you have seen all of these things in your life. Maybe one particular category, lot more than others. And it is not, nowadays the world situation is only getting worse. There are things changing too dramatically in a negative manner, whether it is job situation, health situation, weather situation, political situation. Nothing looks that it will change very quickly for a positive manner. So what am I raising my kids towards? We need to understand the external dynamics, because if I just give them one particular branch knowledge, hey, your education, your job, that is it. And what if they got that, but they're now seeing these issues? Are they ready to handle just based on that excellence in job branch? Can they handle everything? Yes, job and finances are critical aspect, but we should not lose sight that because of that branch, I'm damaging the roots of my child. Many times we do, and that is why I was talking about keep pouring all the water in the bucket, the nectar, but at the same time, there is a big hole. So, moving on to today's session, why are we saw last time that we are focusing a lot on external qualities, external skills, and achievements, important. And we will always also talk about how focusing on some different things will actually enable external success even more. It's not like external success will become less. The reason for our external focus is we are again very focused on only the physical world. We are duality of our existence. There are two dimensions of our existence, and we focus only on one dimension of our existence, and this causes us to focus only on the external stuff which can be seen through the eyes. And this physical world, the nature and characteristic of it is that it is limited. Everything here has limits. The age of the house has limits. After that, it'll start perishing and maybe even fall apart. Sun has limit. It can't be there forever. There is a time limit. Everything, our age, there is a limit. How much can the body do? There is a limit. This world is full of boundaries. And a human soul's design is it doesn't like boundaries. It wants to experience unlimited happiness. You will not find anyone who will say, hey, I only want 1 hour of peace. After that, you don't want, yeah, no, 1 hour I get. After that, I don't need. You will not find anyone. We want unlimited, imperishable, consistent experience. This is the personality of the soul, contrast to the nature. And we have a duality of existence. I have a spiritual identity of being a soul, and I am here in this matter. But if I only sit here, then what will I feel? What will I focus on? I will only focus on external skills. I can get wealth, lot of unlimited wealth, although we know that wealth can perish anytime, but we still say, no, no, wealth is very important. Achievement, get busy, we should become famous, become the top person, get all kinds of titles and names and whistles and bells with us. This is all we focus on, and we feel this will give us, once we have this, we'll be unlimitedly happy, our happiness will become imperishable, everything will become consistent. The reality is we all know Nothing. The money is not unlimited. Body itself is perishable. Death is inevitable. Today I have money, tomorrow everything might get robbed. We all know these facts. Yet our focus is only here. Now, also in addition to this, we prioritize external attainments a lot more. And that is why in the long run, so these are subtle messages we give to our kids, that how much importance is to these external grades and getting the best job and getting to the best college. Indeed it is important, but if I am making that such a big deal and the only thing that is critical in their life, then to them it's a very deep registration that if I don't have this, then there is nothing in my life. And the moment that is not going high, I'm not getting all the name and fame, I will automatically be very fearful, discontent, and powerless. We all know, whether it is in a job or in any kind of business or any kind of thing you do externally, there is never a consistency in name and fame. A person who's famous will remain famous. We all know it's not there forever. So, yes, it's good to aspire, but I need to also, along with it, have them the foundation that all of this is a shaky, slippery slope. Anytime the base might be removed and you might fall apart. So, when I don't give them any kind of spiritual awareness, or I also don't look at the spiritual part of my existence and I only focus on this, then all that will be important to me is external world. And because external world is limited, perishable, and inconsistent, it automatically leads to lot of fear. Even parents are so fearful. One B, one C, they're fearful what will happen to their college, what will happen to their life, and constant discontentment. No matter how much the child tries, many times parents become discontented because, again, the focus is on this world, which is not at all in our control. And then you do feel powerless. The child also feels powerless if they're only focusing on this external. So, without the internal strength, the roots are weak, and I'm trying to make one branch fat, the branch of education or job. Because the roots are weak, even the external success, the fat branch will break the tree apart. One hit and it will fall apart because the roots are weak. We have to always keep the roots strong and then make the external branches fat if we want to. But they need to understand that the external branch might not remain rich forever. This is the nature of this physical world. We have seen many, many examples already in history that nothing is forever. So, what should I prepare my child for? Am I creating this fake kind of a persona in front of my child that, hey, once you get into the college, once you get a great job, your life is done? Is it? Or is it just the beginning? So we need to give them a wholesome, holistic kind of education, not concentrated on one branch. And we all know that this physical awareness is very limited, and that's why we were talking about the building block of awareness. If that is limited, then everything automatically becomes very, very limited. So if we look at, you know, how do I look at my child? I'm hoping that you all are continuing to do self reflection. You are thinking about the subject we talk about after the class. If you're just watching recording, it will not be very impactful. I'm not trying to say things, but really, when we are live in that session, watching it, then reflecting and churning as you're watching and then taking out some time is really very critical for this class to be effective. This has been my personal experience at Brahma Kumaris. Everything I read and listen, I spend some time thinking about it more deeply. Otherwise, nothing becomes part of our life. So, how do I? This is homework for today's class. Check, how do I see my child as? What identity do I think about? Am I very focused on their appearance? Does their small height or fat body or dark color or anything bother me? This is at a very gross level, but I have known some parents who get very concerned that their child height is not too much. And if I am putting so much attention, this child will always have the inferiority complex that they are not tall enough. How sad. Because they are not tall enough, they are not good enough. In India, a lot of girl child, if they're not fair, it used to be like that. If you're not fair, oh my gosh, what will now happen to this girl's future? This is a very gross level. Oh, she's a daughter. She should only do this much and she should not do this. Oh, he's a boy. He should only do masculine kind of things, but not these kind of things. These are all limits we are putting to a child's wings. They know their natural instinct is in a certain area, doesn't matter what gender, doesn't matter their height or their appearance. We should not be cutting their wings due to these limited views that we have. It does chop their wings. If the child doesn't have unlimited confidence due to many other factors, which we will see in few minutes, their wings will start getting chopped because of parents' limited vision, disappointed on small things, comparing, always thinking my child, and the child also in that awareness of my parents and my siblings. Am I only seeing that child as that much or a lot more than that? This part we will talk more as we go through this series. Education. Is it in my head? Oh my gosh, my child very good in math. Oh, very poor in language. I don't know what I'm going to do. They are not at all getting better in language. If they don't know communication, how will they survive? Is this the story I have in my mind? Oh, good in this, bad in that. Oh, bad in all academic subjects. What will happen to my child? It is very important to check these things. How am I seeing my child? Does it mean if they're not good in math or not good in language, will they not be good in life? Is this my. Ask yourself this question. It should be very clear. Any kinds of limits you have inside for your child is having a huge impact in their growing. And because we don't see our spirituality, we don't identify ourselves as souls, we don't realize how our every thought is traveling to the child. Am I looking at my child's habit? Their waking up, their eating habits, their keeping the room clean habit, could be the way the kind of clothes they wear, the how much time they spend on internet. Based on that, am I having an image of my child as, oh my gosh, what will happen to them? Or do I have the ability to look beyond all these small weaknesses or mistakes on a much bigger thing? Each of these things, talent, suppose my child is not good in art, music, or sports. Does it mean I'm thinking that, oh my gosh, they don't have anything great? Academics also just okay, not that great. Look at these kids, they're so good in piano. That one is so good in dance. This one is so good in um, robotics. This one is so good in they're playing for basketball for their college or maybe who knows, national level. My child, what is he? The physical awareness automatically causes us to evaluate our child in very limited manner. And in this physical world, there is nobody that is perfect. Check and ask yourself, are you perfect as a parent? Were you a perfect student? Did you have all the great habits? Were you excellent in all the subjects? Were you always perfect in everything in your body and in your talents and in your habits? Did you not have anyone better than you? And would you have not liked this kind of comparison and an acceptance of who I am, but yet maintaining someone maintaining higher vision for me? Looking beyond my current limited physical identity, looking way beyond that. Can I have a north star view of of my child, of whom I would like them to be? Even if these things are there, these are temporary, they can overcome this. Can I have that kind of confidence in my child, or am I stuck in comparing A and B? I bring my friend's child and I compare, oh, they are keeping their room so clean, or oh my gosh, they are so tall, or oh my gosh, they're so good in math. Sorry, I'm being dramatic, and this is just to get the point across, not trying to say that you all do this, but sometimes we don't realize, if we are not meditating regularly, we might not even realize, and we are creating this comparison based on gross things, subtle things, habits, education. These are all such limited things. They are important, but I can't be stuck and create a limited vision for my child because these things are not good. I can still have a very promising vision for my child, and if I keep that vision, everything else will automatically fill. Because if I just sit here, I am giving lot of subtle hints to my child. Look at that child, they're doing all of this, what do you have? The child will, whether they will fight with you and argue with you, but really all these seeds of your doubts are being planted in the child. And suppose I'm not the one who doubts, but I'm always praising, oh my gosh, you and your math, you are better than everyone. Your piano skills, oh my gosh, and that whole performance, you were the only one, nobody else. Am I pouring the seeds of this high self esteem where the child is now going to compete with everyone? What is the kind of praise or defamation I am giving my child? Whether it is at the thought level or the word level, doesn't matter. What is the input I am giving does matter. If we think I only praise, 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 I also have to be careful. I might be creating this, a snob who will look down upon others growing up. And we find many such people at work, right, who are won't listen to anyone. They think they are the best. They will not accept anyone's ideas. They're ready to put anyone down, arrogant. And we also see people who are always disheartened, who don't want to try too much. They feel only this much they can do. We see such people also at work. Why? Indeed, it's not just parents who are taking this whole burden of child's confidence. I don't want to put it like that. That is not at all true. But parents do play, we as parents do play a significant role in how I am seeing my child. If I see it like this limited, their confidence will be like this handicapped. Like a seesaw, they'll be today very high, tomorrow very low, again high. No stability in their life, no contentment, no peace. Because parents taught them, if I'm not looking very beautiful, my hair is not looking nice, means I should not feel good about me. My parents taught, today I didn't perform well, that means they will not think like that. I'm trying to make it dramatize it, but these are subtle messages. The way I'm evaluating my child, very subtly, my child starts evaluating themselves like that. And this is why I want to bring up this important topic of layers of past experiences in the subconscious. This, I mean, you might have also noticed, right? Like how we talk to ourselves. What kind of an image do I have about myself? We all know, right? How do I think about myself? We all know. And what contributes to it? Yes, one big factor is I alone. How do I evaluate myself? That's a very important factor. And in fact, the most important we can say. But this alone is not determining what kind of picture I create about myself. Self image is the story that I create about myself. It's the talk, internal chatter of who Meghna is. I'm thinking constantly, oh, you're like this, Meghna, you're not like this. Oh, you're so great in this, you're not so good in this. Is the image. But how did this image get created? One is indeed my own evaluation based on my talents and experiences. Much very big factor is parents. How did they evaluate me? This is not just through words. What did they think about me? Very subtle signals we give to our kids. And experiences, what kind of experiences they had, could be during the school, with their friends, outside, in competitions. What kind of experiences did they have? These all subconscious layers exist. Based on that, my awareness of who I am is getting built. Then there is sibling, peers, and others. It's a huge factor. The friends, the kind of, the bullying we talk about in school. Indeed, that bullying cannot do anything if the child themselves is very confident, or they have a parent who is so supportive, not in a way where they'll go and fight with those bullies, but the child is so confident of being lovable, and the parents have such unconditional love for the child. He has so much confidence that the bullying has no impact on them. But otherwise, siblings, the way the elder sibling or younger sibling, doesn't matter, these interactions have a huge impact on the young child till they have developed their own persona. These things do have an effect. The teachers, everyone the child is meeting, the kind of experiences they are having in these interactions, this all becomes part of their subconscious. And then the last one, not the least one, is the past life. We need to understand that the child is not coming with a clean slate. A new infant already has lot of experiences recorded in the soul, right? Body dies, the soul does not die. So new soul comes into a parent's life. Parents think, my child, I'll do whatever I can. Yes, indeed, we should give them our heritage of beautiful principles, values, religion, whatever that might be, but with a deep understanding that this is not a clean slate. Why this information is important? Because sometimes, even when we as parents are giving lot of love and cooperation, their past might have had something so dark that just little bit of that will not help. We need to have lot of patience. This child might had such a low confidence in the previous life, or such a high self-esteem, born with a silver spoon in the last life, that they can't help but be extremely a brat kind of a child, or extremely a disheartened kind of a child. Could be certain habits, very, very sticky. I need to understand what I am up against as a parent. That this knowledge helps in never giving up. And it doesn't mean I give up. Oh, what can I do? I've been trying. Now I understand my child came with a dark life, dark past life. I can't do anything. No. Every effort of the parent will, I feel, and this is taught at Brahma Kumaris to us, that no effort goes wasted. Never. The result might not be seen now, but it is adding to the child's confidence. So even if they have a dark, different kind of a past, parents' love and confidence can certainly overcome that. But it might not be enough, because there are multiple factors that are building up towards the child's confidence. So we need to understand that Because we are all souls, we create thoughts. Thought is an energy that travels. And with close members, these vibrations travel faster and they hit deeper. The impact of a parent's thought on the child is very, very deep. So, if at the thought level I am constantly thinking in a limited manner, I'm giving up on my child because some of the physical dimension is not looking great, that is causing my child also to evaluate themselves in a limited manner. I need to take that responsibility as a parent, that my thoughts are having an impact on the child. Their self evaluation is going to change based on how I am evaluating. We might not realize actually kids, because they are a lot more cleaner in conscience than us, than adults, they can actually understand a lot of things at a deeper level faster, even though they are less mature. Our subtle face expressions they catch. I will share many examples, like when we are sitting with friends or when we go out, together, travel with friends on vacations. Favorite time, which I don't actually appreciate, but many parents' favorite thing is to talk about kids. They'll have a big discussion. And in that discussion, typically most parents are not talking about great things about their child. This is going wrong, that is going wrong, or about the teachers. Teachers are mean, teachers are bad. These are the kinds of conversations. And don't realize that the kids actually listen, even small, small words they can catch upon. And my kids come and tell me, hey, they were talking like this. How come they said this about my friend or this or that? So we need to be very careful. Words also, people are not taking care. Even thoughts are caught by the kid. They will not know the exact thinking, but they will start looking down upon themselves unless their aura is very positive from the previous life. Parents' vibrations are impacting the child. And you might have heard about this. This is a very famous experiment that was done at IKEA by some students. A simple two plants, exactly same plants with same kind of environment, physical environment, the sun, the air, the water, the amount of water, nutrients, everything that these two plants got was exactly the same. And then there were two groups of kids, and they were asked to, for this particular plant, only go and appreciate for this plant, and for this plant only bully the plant. And after some time, that other plant not only became wilted and dried and everything, it eventually completely got finished. So the vibrations of our thoughts are impacting matter, spiritual energy. Thoughts is a spiritual energy, and matter creates physical energy. Matter actually does not create, but matter radiates and absorbs energy. So if I am sending negative spiritual energy, matter absorbs it, gets affected, their form changes. This is another experiment. Same thing, given lot of love and everything, this is just white rice, lot of hatred and everything, same amount of time, same kind of jar, same kind of place they were put. This one no energy was given, this one see how much it got spoiled, versus the one that was bullied, negative vibrations were sent. There are molds in it, whereas this one is still looking okayish. So many, read up on the net how much impact our vibrations have on matter. So, would they have an impact on our kids? So, constantly, every thought I am creating, and our thoughts will be limited. If I'm seeing my child in that diagram I just showed, this, sorry, This diagram, if you look at it, if I'm only seeing my child like this and constantly comparing, then my vision will be limited. My vision is limited, my thoughts are limited. I will be constantly either thinking, oh my gosh, my child so great, or oh my gosh, nothing, my child. And these vibrations are traveling to our kids and it's having an impact on them. So, shouldn't we be careful? Now, the only way to really improve our thoughts is meditation. There is no other way. No matter how many, these the classes and the books we read, indeed, it has an impact. It does give us some benefit. But if I want to really change at the thought level, everyday meditation is very, very important. And next two classes, we will really focus a lot more on what are some things we can do to increase confidence. Because now we understand all the factors in building confidence. We also understand things that will really dampen the confidence. We will also continue to talk about few other things that will dampen. As we say, this increases, we will eventually even recognize and acknowledge that this will dampen their confidence. Now, homework for today, I did say reflect upon what are some physical limited views of your kids you might have and see if you can give them up. We will talk about how we can visualize them, but I think you all as parents also can think, how do I want to look at my kid? What kind of an unlimited vision do I want to have for my child? Or am I going to be stuck? They are not keeping their room clean, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. All of those things are important. But am I just stuck in that and losing hope? Or am I thinking, okay, these are small, small roadblocks. I have a bigger and better vision where they will reach. So one other thing that I would request you all to work on is this tip I feel is very, very critical. And that is really to every day in the night, self reflection and check, did I ever give up on my child? Did I dismiss them? This is a very simple thing. This just reflection every day, write a journal. Did you, first of all, I mean, we write a journal for ourselves. Did I dismiss myself? Did I think poorly about myself? Am I mad at myself? We write a journal about how we feel about ourselves. And I also look at others. Did I dismiss others? Do this because this will help you in changing your thoughts. If you can't even meditate, at least this much we should be able to do, that every day I check. If you don't even check, then yes, whatever you're doing, you will do even more. Today, you only thought two things bad about your child. In a week or a month, you will think 10 things bad about your child. And it will keep growing. If we want to stop, we have to do some spiritual practice. Otherwise, it is not going away, no matter how many classes we listen. There has to be a practical method, which is discipline. Every day, check. And one other thing that you can do at the subconscious level is in the night, make sure that your child feels loved. Any fight that you might have, any arguments that you might have, see that your child doesn't sleep with that. That I'm not good enough, I'm not liked, my parents always are mad about something or the other, because whole night the mind will think about it. Our mind doesn't sleep, right? It creates thoughts. So in the subconscious, if the parents have poured something, that will bubble up and it will intensify, their self-doubt whole night will increase. And had I poured some seeds of love in the night before they slept, at least that night damage will not be done. Every day, even if they got some negative feedback from school, whatever, in the night, if parents pour love in their subconscious, that whole night, that attack of the subconscious that you are nothing will not happen. So with that, I want to open up for question and answer. So feel free to um, post your questions on the chat, and we can start um, working on those. And I'm also unmuting you all. So if you want to speak up, feel free to, and please try to only ask one so that others also get a chance. And I'll try to, it would be great for people who haven't asked so far to ask, so that we are seeing that everyone gets a question, time to ask a question. So feel free to speak up, please.
Hi, I have a question.
Please.
So unknowingly, see, now that we have a knowledge that we should not behave in certain way, or we should not say to our kids like this or like that. Um, but if unknowingly we have done some damage, or if we want to improve, how can we do that now? Like,
Yeah.
what should we do? Yeah.
No, thank you for bringing it up, Tejashree.
Mhm.
So, the intent of these classes is really not to make anyone feel overwhelmed or guilty. We've all done all kinds of things, including me. I also got this knowledge only 7 years back. And even after getting it, it takes time to educate our mind and change our thinking patterns, right?
Mhm.
So, yes, this is not to feel overwhelmed, but to acknowledge that, yes, unknowingly or knowingly, I did the damage, but now every time I recognize I'm thinking negatively, can I again immediately change it? No, this is not the right way. What are their specialities? They are this. These things will go away. I, as a parent, will help them in my capacity. They will overcome it. That's all. But like I just ended it in the night,
Mhm.
spend some time with them, really like a friend, where you don't have any objective of giving them a lecture what they have to do in the morning, no mother there, but really a friend, and pour love in them, so much love that they sleep with that loving image. So even if you would have been mad in the morning or whatever,
Mm.
all of that will get wiped off if you can end it like that.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi, Meghna. I have one question.
Sure.
In the beginning, you showed a slide where there's like a pyramid, and the lowest level is called self-awareness. Um, I mean, I find it difficult to have full self-awareness about myself. How do I instill that sense of self-awareness in a young child?
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
actually do it? Like the steps to doing it? Is that part of this, session?
It is to some extent. The next two classes we will talk about to some extent about that awareness, but to you are so right, that if we ourselves don't have, and such an honest and humble answer, that if I myself don't have a right self-awareness, how do I do it for my child, right? And many parents beautifully have this vision that whatever I couldn't do for myself, I want to do it for my child. And yes, that is a losing battle. So yes, first starts with us. I do need to have a very good vision about myself. Then it becomes very natural to do it for everyone. And indeed, that awareness is of that spiritual being. And we will talk about that to some extent, that we are a lot more than what we have become. In this physical world, we have become a bunch of things, a lot of bad habits, a lot of inner weaknesses, a lot of external weaknesses, but that is just a part of us. That is not our full truth. What is my eternal truth? When we live in that, maintain faith, that is my north star, that this is who I am, I'm never going to give up on that, then you will see how this what we have become will start becoming closer to that higher image we see. So, indeed, the simple answer is any kind of limits I have put on myself, I should remove it. So what? I am a lot more than just that weakness.
Thank you.
Uh, any other questions on the subconscious mind or anything else? Otherwise, we can practice meditation.
Yeah, I can ask one question. My name is Upmeet.
Sure, please.
One question is that, typically I feel that I overwork in the house, like I think a lot of other people, and then my patience is pretty low with the kids, because you can't shout at your spouse, so it ends up coming out more on the kids. So and when I've discussed that with the partner, with my parents, everybody, the advice is that don't overbite, do only what you can do, but don't spoil your behavior. But how is that possible? Because you can't let some things slide by. I mean, somebody's got to do the laundry, somebody's got to do the cleaning, the cooking, and then we also have full-time jobs. So I feel like it's very, like everybody would say, do less work but improve, keep your behavior balanced. But I feel it's not a very practical advice.
Yeah. Um, this is again, Apneet, this you're talking exactly about my life. Indeed, I was in a very similar position where just too much to do because I am someone who's been brought up in a way that house needs to be clean, it needs to be in order, food needs to be cooked, it can't be all outside food. So a lot of times it would come in my mind, why are you doing so much? Cut down, get outside help, get do this. But that was not me. Then so yes, that would cause me to get irritated and snap at kids or even at partner at times, and then later regret because I didn't like what I did. So that was a vicious cycle. And for me, being so busy and not having time for anything, I found time for meditation, daily practice. When the roots of the tree are not nurtured and we are trying to manage all the heavy branches of work, relationships, home, finances, everything, it's a lot, it's a heavy tree. It's not at all a small tree. In US you have no help. If the roots are not nurtured, you cannot survive. For me, with that roots getting nurtured, everyday spiritual practice has enabled me to do so much more, even with a tired, sick body. I will not stop cooking. This is not being torturous to my body or anything, but the potential to do, the capacity to do has increased because inside the mind has become very silent. And I've seen this has attracted many family members to help me a lot more. It doesn't mean I become the sacrifice goat where I'm trying to overdo everything and take everything upon me, but it's really, it increases your capacity and your peace and love so attracts others to help you. So really there is no other way out than to have a spiritual, daily spiritual practice. This will give you a lot more time back. It seems like I have no time, but taking
I just
time out for
wanted
this.
to I just wanted to add in this thing, what you said. It's absolutely true what you added. But one thing just that I want to add from my experience is that somehow throughout your day, you should be doing something or even writing a journal or something that shows self love to yourself. And that should not, like as it was been guided in the like in the starting of the meditation, it should be just like that. It should be just you and yourself, and that self love should be given to you. And I think that helps a lot.
Thank you, Minal. Great point. This is again meditation where I practice self love. In the night, I will not sleep without giving myself a lot of love. And this is not at all that pride kind of love where I'm looking down or comparing. No, nothing. Who I am. What is God's vision for me? We are taught so beautifully here at Brahma Kumaris. I will not sleep without that. And I feel so free and blessed whole day, whether you recognize my efforts or not. I will do because I love myself, right? And whatever I'm doing, it is for my own sake and my family. When we do it as a burden, how much I have to do, how much I have to do. No, I am doing it for my family. Do it with peace and love. Nothing will seem too much. But when you do like I have to do like a robot, then we actually don't do it like a robot has no emotions. We have a lot of stress, anger, fear and all of that inside us, and then we are doing laundry, we are doing cleaning. Indeed, it is too much. We are
Thank
all out of time. No problem. And thank you, Meenal, that was great thing. We will, if you have time, please stay back for a short meditation, and we'll meet next two classes. We'll talk on some steps to increase the confidence. I am a pure being of light. I, the soul, has been given this body made out of matter to express and experience life. But if I don't express as a soul, if the soul leaves the body, there is no expression or experience. The body feels nothing when you burn it, and that is why it is declared dead. I am not a limited or perishable thing. Like matter, I don't age, I don't deteriorate. I am an eternally pure, peaceful, and loving energy. And I, unlike matter, is abundant like God. I am abundant in peace, love, persistence, gentleness. The body can get tired, but I, the tiny point of light, is tireless. I am an unlimited being sitting in this limited body. The body is limited, not me. I am the most elevated creation, an extraordinary being, come from an extraordinary place, nirvana. Here in this limited world to perform extraordinary deeds. I love myself and I embrace myself with open arms. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful week ahead with lot of love for yourself and your kids, which you all do, but also love yourself. And I'll see you all next week. Next 2 weeks, we will talk about tips on instilling confidence.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank,
much.
thank you all.
you. Thank you. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. Thank you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.